Well, when you're traveling in a foreign country, it can sometimes be intimidating if you don't speak the language. But for people with food allergies, it can also be dangerous. Kim Koeller created the Let's Eat Out Allergy-Free Passport series to help world travelers avoid life-threatening foods. And I can't believe that this book hasn't been out here for years because it is such an issue now. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks so much for the opportunity.
Okay, so tell us what this allergy-free passport is and why you created it.
Well, it's really about educating people on how to eat outside their homes and travel. So if it's eating in a restaurant around the corner from your home or anywhere in the world, it really gives you the ideas on the way that menu items are actually prepared, ingredients, and food preparation. So you can ask the right questions.
Yeah, because it's hard enough to even know just what is what on a menu,
exactly,
even without food allergies, but ingredients becomes a little tricky.
Right.
And we've got a sample page from one of the passports here. Tell us what you've got on it. It's a Spanish page of allergy questions that you would typically ask for in a restaurant.
Well, we actually created a multilingual phrase passport, and that was when you're traveling to foreign-speaking countries, and that way, even if you didn't speak the language, you'd be able to point to specific questions. For example, is this chicken flour dusted? And if they said yes, then you would know if you were allergic to wheat that you couldn't have it. So it just gives you the opportunity in order to point to specific questions to make sure that your meal is going to be safe.
And how many different languages do you have these books in right now?
Well, actually, we have those translated into 4 languages.
Okay.
We have about 300 phrases for each. And then on our website, we also have about 12 free translation cards. So then that way you can print those off and you can actually hand it to a waiter. And then they feel comfortable because they know what your concerns are. So if it's wheat or if it's peanuts or soy or whatever, and then they would feel comfortable answering your questions.
That's helpful because, I mean, without the phonetics, you don't really know how to say it, and then
right,
you're sitting here studying it, saying C.S. Pulla. They don't
right,
they don't really understand that. So, and you also made the book small, which I think is important too.
Yeah, instead of bringing a 400-page book with you, we
Sure,
just thought if you were traveling or if you're going around the corner from your house, then that way, you know, with the smaller cuisine passports, you can at least bring them in your pocket or briefcase or purse or whatever.
And we should mention that this book isn't just for travelers. It's for anyone who
right,
has food allergies and needs to, especially those who are new to food allergies,
right,
who need to understand, you know, what they need to know.
Right, exactly, and what questions to ask.
Yeah, okay, so talk a little bit about that. I mean, you talk about how to get around foreign countries, but I mean, even here at home,
right,
what does your book series cover in terms of living with food allergies here?
It actually covers 7 cuisines. So it covers American steak and seafood. It covers French, Italian, Indian, Thai, Mexican, and Chinese. And what it does is that, let's say you were just going to go and have hamburger and fries.
Yeah.
Well, for normal people, you'd just order hamburger and fries. Well, from a fries perspective, if you're allergic to wheat, what you'd need to know is you'd need to ask, you know, are your fries fried in a dedicated fryer? Or are they fried with something with, like chicken fingers? If they're fried with chicken fingers, I couldn't eat those. If you're allergic to dairy and they were fried with, you know, mozzarella sticks, you wouldn't be able to eat those. So asking those types of questions rather than, why are these French fries gluten-free? Well, of course, they're made from potatoes.
Right.
So, you know, it's really asking the ingredient component.
So before this dictionary series came along, how were people coping abroad, especially with food allergies?
It was really tough. About the only thing that was out there were the translation cards and maybe a chapter here or there in different books, but it was really, you know, people trying to figure it out on their own, which is why we wrote the book series in order to help people.
And you were among them, right? I mean, you had to figure this out for yourself.
Yeah, actually, I was an international business consultant, so I was traveling about 80% of the time, and I couldn't figure out how to eat out.
Well, it is incredibly helpful, a great series. Again, if you want to check it out, it's the Allergy-Free Passport series. It's available in bookstores and online, so you can pick one up before your next trip overseas. Kim, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Really appreciate it.
Brad?